ladies and gentlemen. We are about to go live into our next match here on stream number 1, going to be Enemy versus CLG. So we are moving right into the knife round here, and again, lots on the line. We saw Renegades take down CLG. A 4-on-4 gentleman's affair.
Yeah, Hayes offered it. I mean, I have no problem with it, but
right.
Maybe our organizers do.
See how it goes.
Yeah, we're just going to wait for the restart. But Cash, we were talking about this match before. We just begun, and it's been a while since Enemy have had some success versus CLG.
Yeah, it really has. And we were just talking about it actually in the RGN Freedom Cup. We saw CLG versus Enemy, and it was overpass that Enemy was able to get 10 rounds. And that's more than they've gotten in quite some time versus this team. So LAN environment, we'll see if we'll have a different result here. And CLG mounting that comeback versus Renegades. Unfortunately, they dropped to that one eco round as Renegades to secure their 15th and eventually close out the match. Here we go. Legitimate knife round now underway, both sides. I imagine wanting that CT side. I've seen a couple teams actually favoring T side start their own Cash.
Yeah, I can't really agree with it on this map, but some teams have their strong affinities to that T side, but CLG will get their pick of the litter, likely going to be the CT side. But again, long time since Enemy have had success. CLG are going to need a lot of things to go right, and hopefully for Enemy's sake that CLG is still a little flustered with that recent loss.
Yeah, that's what they do have going for them, in that, well, it might be that the Beast is a little bit more ferocious, though. That could be the alternative side to it, but it could be, well, kick them while they're down a little bit, right? As if you can make that work, Enemy would be fairly confident moving forward. But
how I think it's going to go, I think it's going to be the latter, what you're talking about. Probably a CLG they don't want to meet at this point in time. Fresh off a loss, a close one. It's not like they were out of that match. I mean, once they had their comeback on, but we're going live here, Enemy versus CLG. And if CLG somehow drop this one, I mean, they're going to need like a 3-way tie to make it out of groups. Yeah,
it would be a very unfortunate spot for them to land in. And of course, going for the players on Enemy that could make things happen. Kusta, anytime you mention this lineup, you got to bring up the guy's name, as he is a fantastic opper and a bit of a different one as well. But we'll get to that a little bit more as we move forward into this match. Pistol round is now live, and Enemy looking to the A side.
Yeah, CLG opting to just stick Finesse alone. This is a popular setup for CT Pistol. Just have one player at the truck play retake.
Oh, Finesse.
Okay, and he's the player with the Molotov as well, so it's going to buy a little bit of time out. The bombs are going to go down. So 4-on-5 retake now for CLG.
They are going to send some players out. Z towards Highway. Utilize a couple angles of attack. Relics towards Forklift. They've got presence in A main. No middle presence for the T side, as just reaching through that A main area. Finesse making it up close. They are all together here, grouped up as CLG, but Enemy looking to come out on top. Now 4v3. JDM going down as well. And this is looking worrisome as Tarek finds one, but he'll go down to Relics. Nice pistol round pickup here for Enemy.
Yeah, that's fantastic, especially because they gave up that opening pick, Finesse. And then maybe if you could have got the Molotov off a bit sooner, yielded different results. But 5-on-4 retake for the CTs, and that's not a bad situation on pistol round. Oh, what are we going to see here from CLG? A scout being bought by Finesse and then given to Tarek. So we're definitely going to see a double save, but I'm a bit perplexed why we wouldn't see just a full force if Finesse is willing to go down this low. Perhaps they're just going to use Mag 7s.
We'll see. JDM, we can see just keeping that default pistol, so wanting to save for an op tendency that CLG will have as well. JDM is fantastic with the op, so why would you not want him to save up for that? Squeaky door is open, so Cutler wise to that. We'll see if Anomaly finds something with the sawed-off shotgun. Interesting weaponry for that location. Actually smokes out, and we'll back away. So with a minute remaining, we'll see what Enemy's idea is here.
I still haven't really made it clear where they intend on going yet. Tarek would love some action with that scout over towards the A side, but now Enemy beginning to open up with what looks to be a mid to B, but the bomb is still outside of A, but slowly working up mid. The scout of Tarek's going to get a chance, and there's the first one. What a nice headshot onto mainline. He could look for more, get some damage onto Uber. They have to deal with Tarek quickly. The rest of CLG is going to begin to rotate now. Tarek goes down. Just have to be aware of the upgraded pistols. Finesse going to get his chance from the truck. Flash anomaly makes it safely into the bomb site. And with that, should be enemy's round, but trade right back at him.
Yeah, that actually is a rifle AK that Finesse will pick up. Full armor. As will be Kusta able to take down Hayes. Another shot from him. JDM, last one up. And towards the middle, I imagine. Just hang on to the MP7. So keeping 3 alive, not a bad situation for enemy.
Yeah, definitely. But this MP7 isn't going to change much. And I think we're going to see the rest of CLG by nothing, maybe just a nade or two in the following round. So curious to see what sort of stack or tricky play they have set up for us on Eco round. But 3 players surviving, 3 rifles, that's okay for enemy.
Yeah, 3 AKs as we'll see again. JDM saving up for that op. Would have just had the default pistol. Instead, an MP7 to play around with. He's not going to give it to anybody. Going to try and utilize it for himself, and to be fair, that would be a little bit more utility maybe with his op potentially if he can make something work. Uber getting that Mac 10, wanting to get a bit of a financial advantage due to that as well. Enemy, don't expect really anything too quick, just gonna poke a prod, kind of figure out what CLG is doing here on their eco.
Yeah, definitely don't want to run into a stack on your anti-eco round. Not trying to take shots at the previous CLG match, but enemy working up the mid. We do have 3 players inside of the A-bomb site, or 4, excuse me. Not much of a threat as last round as Tarek got a couple kills, or 1 in a tag with that scout. So Tarek's going to get some more action here on these ecos. He does have Haze with him, but little to no chance of holding on to this B split coming from both entrances. Actually just checkers for the time being. Tarek trying to go with the whack-a-mole eventually will burn. Hayes next up. He goes down as well, and this is looking really strong for enemy if they can survive with everybody.
Couldn't quite get out of the fire there. JDM, there we go. Finds one with the MP7. It's the financial advantage he was looking to find. Storming through the smoke as Finesse tries to make it out checker, but they both go down, and enemy will survive with 4 players, now moving into the first rifle.
Yeah, it's not going to be the greatest of buys from CLG. There's a couple players not right with their money. We'll see if JDM goes utility or armor. So we do have a decent amount of utility on the CLG side, but with what they bought in their ecos, again, not full. It's a big chance for enemy. After winning pistol, they could take the first gun round, 5 rounds on T side to start. That gives you all you need. The CT side is strong enough, but we have Tarek getting real aggressive over towards the B side. Smoke just about to dissipate, and there's Kusta with his AWP. That's exactly what we need to see from him.
And that was huge. Molotov sandbags, forces that player out, finds the pick. Not going to miss that easy one, and an early advantage as he's going to post up and just hang out around this boost area. Cutler is right underneath the boost, so if he does further at all, it can be a little dangerous. We can see Anomaly towards Squeaky as well. We'll see if he can make some noise. Cutler will be fully white screen. Uber peeks around the corner, tries to find him. Cutler will go down. So 2 kills for the T side. Very nice advantage as, well, the map pretty much open to their disposal. 1 at each bomb site and 1 actually rotating now back towards B. So this, if they do rotate to A, this is looking like a very nice play from the T side.
Yeah, we're going to need a highlight reel play from JDM if CLG is going to win this round and they lose another player towards B. Tarek's position's revealed. They know there's maximum 1 player in the A bomb site, but how many can JDM get? There's one, takes position on the other side of the bomb site. He might be able to catch Kusta out. He is going to get it, and there's one more inside the site. Oh, Uber will eventually bring him down, but Tarek now 1 on 2, but his position is still not revealed.
Right. Just going to come up from truck here. Does not have a kit in hand. You can see Mainline and Uber both playing quad box. He got wide as Uber, but he still finds the headshot. 4-0 as enemy off to a great start. And, well, this is looking a little bit, we're not quite there yet, but Renegades had a similar runaway to start off their T half on Cobble versus CLG. So it's early map momentum, just really not working out for CLG.
Yeah, and if they can keep riding that, maybe another gun round, it's like 7-0 potentially. Depending on what CLG's money is looking like. But that last round, Kusta getting the opening pick at mid, that opens things up, and the flash they threw to blind Cutler was so good. Cutler had very little time to react. And Uber, like, it was so good that he had time to reposition himself and go for it. But middle, completely given up by CLG. Enemy privy to it, just already there with a lot of map control. And at this point, should start getting thinking what's going on, but especially this CLG pushing into a main. That's going to get them one weapon. Nobody there to protect it from enemy. So they got one gun to work with, but the bomb site for enemy.
Yeah, Finesse, unfortunately, has to forfeit the bomb site. Rest in peace as he goes down to the nade. Kusta's going to follow it up onto Hayes. Cutler tries to find Kusta with his deagle here, and he does line up the shot, so AWP down. If he could grab that, that would be fantastic. He's going to hold the angle main line. What a swift shot, though. JDM follows it up. He's looking to do some economic damage. I think he just really wants to push up and grab that off.
Right, that's definitely wants an AWP for the next. Question is enemy going to allow it? All right, takes the safe route, so free op for JDM in the following round. That's going to save him a bunch of money. Now, how does CLG approach this next gun round? Have to avoid giving up picks, but then that begs the question, what happens to their middle controls? So enemy, a lot of options here. 5-0, let's take a gander at the bank. Yeah, this is looking great for enemy.
Here we go, up on JDM. Everybody else equipping with M4s on the CLG side. We'll see if they can put a stop to this. Again, Kusta finding that early pick in middle in the last rifle round, just courtesy of his own Molotov. Just able to flush that player out. See if he can find another early pick here, as if he's firing on all cylinders, that is a terrifying player to be trying to work up against, as Cutler going to be boosted up in the shroud spot, gargoyle, whatever you'd like to call it, and this could be very potent if they don't check this. And it happens from time to time that you don't check it. It's going to be how much does Cutler get here. He's going to bide his time, and they will head on past him. Kusta goes down, a double kill. Uber goes down to Finesse. Mainline eventually deals with Cutler, but the damage dealt. Mainline with 2, though, creates a 2-on-3.
Whereas Relics, he's coming from the door. They completely ignored Cutler's position. That gave him 2. Still Relics with a lot of HP. Mainline can't say the same. They're just going to slow things down. Taking a look at the clock, they know they have time to give CLG the thought that they could be rotating and try to spread that defense out before they eventually will commit, but that's being nullified as Tarek. He's pushing through middle, but Mainline is suspicious of this. If they could take Tarek, they could find him on this flank. This would change things dramatically. Mainline is spotted with the bomb, and he takes the fight with Tarek. This changes everything. 25 seconds left on the clock. Relics boosted up. He has to do something with this position, though.
We'll see what the plan is. Mainline with the bomb heading back towards A main. Relics will slowly lurk on up towards White Box. JDM inside of Z. Does he get the read on the situation? As, yeah, hopping up highway. That's Relics going down. Tons of noise being made. 10 seconds for Mainline to cross, and he will go down. What a shot from JDM.
Yeah, that was great by JDM. Not only did he stay silent at mid, catch the player moving up from connector, but the fact that that player is moving up connector guarantees, unless the other team is absolutely nuts, that it's going to be the 2 men heading towards that A bomb site. So JDM just posts up on the cross. Smart stuff. Now CLG with their first round, and wow, I gave enemy too much credit for staying alive on their anti-ecos. There's 3 of them stuck on Tech 9s.
Interesting enough, Relics has 3,200, Uber has 2,800, so they could have put 2 more AKs on the field.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So, opting to go with the close range weaponry. Maybe they can make it work. It is looking to be a favorite A-side play. Only on Finesse side of the bomb site. JDM, quick on the rotate though, will head up highway. Finesse dropping the incendiary. Will slow things down a little bit, but breaching into the bomb site. They haven't checked towards quad because they volleyed it off. Now they find Finesse. JDM goes down. Finesse needs to come up big here before his team rotates on in. He goes down to a nade, but Cutler, he comes in. Uber to deal the damage though, and 2-on-4. This is looking very promising for enemy.
CLG cannot drop this. Their economy is going to be destroyed. Tarek now left alone. Kusta to finish off the round with that AWP. So good at holding angles. And look at that money. Destroyed. Likely going to be 8-1 at this point. And CLG has a good T side, but is it that good? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to bring it out in full force if this half continues the way it's currently going. Against 6-1. Uber actually going with an SMG, not one that gives them anything form of an advantage monetarily, but high rate of fire. Take down some Russian CLG members. Finesse towards White Box. First contact here does drop Anomaly. Lots of damage dealt to him, and eventually will drop. But 1 for 1, not bad for the eco.
And CLG, depending on how this pans out, if they flank back into A, run sneaky. Oh no, Kusta, so smart, he's ready for him. He is going to bring down Hayes. that, the threat is destroyed from CLG 7-1. But that got a little dangerous for enemy, but somehow Kusta knew that the flank was coming.
Doing big things, 10-2-4 is Kusta at the moment, and finding some ridiculous op shots. See if he can continue that. Eco for the CT side. Finesse the smoke and double flash. See where this is intended as kind of a lone towards A little bit. Hazed on highway, more focused on middle though. I'm curious to see what he utilizes. Maybe as soon as someone peeks, he's kind of knife out. Just peeking, might drop a smoke, try and delay things, but on the enemy side, working very slow as well.
Yeah, based upon how Finesse is just kind of shimmying back and forth, just trying to check the crack if anybody crosses. And oh, he does throw a flash from middle, hoping that enemy would be working up mid, which that's actually really smart because enemy, when given mid control, have been taking control of it, so that flash could have been devastating, but nobody there from enemy, not doing the same anti-eco it seems. So they send Uber alone with the SMG into the A bomb site. Maybe he's going to find too much success though, but they are committed to this fake. No, they're going to bring the bomb back.
Yeah, this is very interesting. 40 seconds. See if they can make it work. They do find another one. Uber just on a tear right now. 3 frags with that SMG, and well, the 2 remaining players left over at the B bomb site. JDM and Tarek have to try and find some sort of exit frags, and this is terrifying for CLG. They're about to allow 5 members to get through the round. We'll see if they can at least take down Uber, and well, anything else would be fantastic as well.
CLG cannot bring this back. Their tournament life is definitely on the line. They're going to need some key losses. They're going to need a 3-way tie in the group for the last 3 teams, including themselves. One dig from Tarek to end it, but they're going to need more of that on gun rounds. Let's see what the adjustment from CLG is. More than enough money to get everything they want, but this is a big one. And if they do win it, they got to string them together.
Yeah, most definitely. 8-7, still a possibility, but you need to break the momentum the enemy is currently holding on to. Tarek with the op. See if he can make it work. No utility with it at all, and he's actually going to play solo B with it. This allows them a lot more resources for it throughout the rest of the map. So Finesse right underneath the drop. He's got Cutler on highway. Nade on Uber. Beautiful one as Uber drops to 55. So early damage dealt from CLG. Good spot to find themselves in.
So mid control for CLG hasn't been attempted yet from enemy. Seems they have an idea where Finesse is as mainline just spamming it. Where eventually does enemy decide to go? The bomb is outside of B, so you can infer that that would be the site. But Relics lining up the Molotovs for the vents. Going to flush a player out if he was there. Players in Sunshine would be ready for that, but kind of a waste given that nobody's there. Of course, enemy can't know that. As now they'll set up for the mid to B. Smokes and flashes out mid, gonna flash Uber out. Another player's rotated into the vents. That's so tricky. It would have been accounted for as now mainline working its way into the site, but they're not gonna expect Finesse to be in the vents.
He did find one in middle, that's Relics, and actually follows it up on a mainline. Anomaly goes down to Finesse. What a USPS headshot, as it's only Kusta. And again, he's been doing big things. If he could take anybody down, it would be fantastic. 20 seconds. He's gonna make his way into checker. The bomb is near to him, but so are many of the CLG members. 2 flashes, and well, with 10 seconds now, thinking we're gonna see a save.
And maybe they'll hunt him after the time too. Kusta knows he has to die soon and he can't go down after. They're gonna try to starve him out. This is gonna be terrible for Kusta. Oh man, he's gonna survive. Can't get the 3rd one though. But still, a lot of money lost there from Kusta. As he's down to 1900, fortunately his teammates still have enough to buy. But the guy I gotta highlight that last round was Finesse. The way that he approached that, the T's did the strat where you flush the player out of vents and force him into checkers if there was a player there. But Finesse realizes that after the Molotov expires, then he goes into vents. So smart.
Yeah, no, that's heads up play from Finesse. And round out for the CLG side. You can see Tarek forced on a 5-7 that don't have much in the form of economy, only surviving with 2 members. And it looked a little weird. I'm uncertain if one weapon actually, if they tried to trade it to get another up and they didn't make it, it looked like they had to rebuy actually 4 players. But I could be mistaken, but nonetheless, Kusta will be up on top of the boost. Nice angle here towards the Z connector. little bit of noise made towards B here from enemy. Ooh, Gusta did spot Cutler towards Sandbags. Going to utilize this Molotov, but he actually goes down Cutler with a pixel angle. That's going to be an excellent pick here to start CLG's round off.
Yeah, this is so good for CLG that they're doing it this round because they have to string these rounds together, cannot get caught in that economic vortex of winning one and then losing a bunch thereafter, having to save. This would be a huge pickup from them is Tarek. Only with the 5-7 this round, going to get that frag anyways. So 2-on-5 here. Let's see if enemy can salvage anything as they make their way into A, but nobody's peeking here from CLG, so they have to engage into the crossfire if they want to come into the site, and crossfire proving effective. Only Anomaly left, but he gets another kill. I'm surprised Hayes has allowed that, but 2 rounds in a row now for CLG, and that's what they need.
Yeah, keeping 3 up as well allows them to start building up a little bit. Does keep the economy in check to at least be taking down 2 players. 8-3, working that comeback. Round 12 about to go live, and we do see an eco from the T's. Actually, no, we're going to see a force bias. They want to go with the Tech 9 armor, and actually they're left with an interesting mix, monetarily speaking. We'll see how this is going to work out. Heading towards the B bomb site, JDM. He's not hitting his shots, and he goes down immediately. Hayes coming in from the vents. He will be able to put some damage onto Uber, but now his position known, and this is an excellent spot for enemy.
This is disastrous for CLG, up in the hands of Relics. JDM was playing all alone. If Relics can hang on to the vents here, this may be an eco, and CLG economy would be busted up yet again. But taking in through the vents, Checkers now CLG's. The rest of enemies trying to take into the CT spawn. They didn't have any other options as they were pincered in. But another round for CLG, and they're looking to win out.
That went quickly the other direction as Tarek, I don't know if he spotted where he was playing top of the boxes towards tree and CT spawn, and he was fully blind. Took forever to put a lot of damage into him, but nonetheless, it is going to be a CLG round, 8-4, as looked terrifying for a moment, but salvaging the round, keeping themselves in it by coming in from the T side, and you can see they got their calculations set up in that they went for that force by last, but get the bomb plant, and they do have an op back on Gusta. Pretty good equipment as well.
And Gusta's looking to challenge where JDM was playing the last round, but aggression middle from CLG nets them 2 kills. Hayes finds an AK as well. Anomaly. He'll find Hayes through the smoke as trying to recover that AK. Stayed around a little too long. Anomaly going to get himself killed through that smoke. So 3-on-4. To Anomaly and mainline, where they want to try to bring this. They don't have a ton of map control. Make that not much at all. As Anomaly, he's still spotting for a push towards the Sunshine. The rest of his teammates haven't secured A main. They haven't secured the Squeaky. So they're going to try middle. The problem being, it's going to take them a lot of time to work up as well, given the fact that they haven't had the time to check anything. So mid control, not a bad idea. Going to come out, Cutler not peeking. The timing of this is going to determine a lot of how it works out. When is Cutler going to peek? Looking for the head of mainline. Mainline makes the move to the vents. Cutler taking the fight. But that is the bomb spotted. So how does this make CLG adjust? Finesse wanted to take a fight towards mid. Kusta with the entry onto JDM. Now it's only Finesse. CLG got to hang on here. Finesse with 1, looking for mainline. That's 2 for Finesse. And Kusta, the last man up, will reply with the AWP. Short-lived, 5-8 for CLG. Or excuse me, enemy.
Yeah, enemy still in the lead here. That was big play from Finesse to shut down Highway as well. He goes down. That could have been the round there, but instead gets some help in the end, and 8-5 like you suggested, and this will be an actual eco round from the enemy side. Smoke grenade, 3 flashes. Looks like another B-side play here.
See who's there this time. It is Tarek. Enemy not immediately rushing. They may just try to walk through the smoke, but this nade, crippling mainline specifically the target of that. But Kusta, he does finish off Tarek, but still 1 player in the bomb site for CLG. In comes Cutler from Checkers. So 2 frags and a bomb plant. That's not bad at all in an eco round. Going to give them a good bye for the final round of the half.
Yeah. Left alone, and yeah, will be dealt with by Cutler. Another round here. 4K from Cutler, actually. Quad kill on the round. And that's the momentum that they're looking for. Looking to bring things all the way back to an 8-7 scoreline. And if you're enemy, that's definitely taken all the momentum away from you. They've strung enough rounds together that, well, depending on this last one goes, I'm really thinking if enemy don't take this one, CLG kind of finish the half 8-7. That is fantastic for them moving into their T side.
I mean, either way you look at it, both teams kind of win here. Did enemy expect to get this many rounds on their T side, to have this good of a start versus CLG? With such a lead like that, they're going to be wanting more than 8 rounds. I think it was 8-1 at that point. So 7 rounds for CLG, given how far they were down, is not bad. And they do have a strong T side. So enemy. Looks like Kusta has found his way back to the middle boost. He'd given it up for the past couple gun rounds, but back at it here. There's Hazed and Cutler looking to prevent this mid attempt from enemy. But nobody else scratch that. Uber is ready to come out mid if Kusta hits the shot. So the fact that they got nothing done so far, they're going to open up into what looks like an A play, but still a lot of time on the clock.
And look at JDM's angle here. He's actually boosted up on top of quad with a nice op angle, so bit of an op and drop CLG. Cutler, he's going to get burned out from underneath the boost. Mainline and Kusta both combining to take him down. Tarek spots out Relics towards Sunroom, but misses that shot and gets out of there. Now it's going to be some mid control as Mainline slowly lurking out. Hazed might be caught out as the double flash comes in, and Mainline triple kill for him on the round. Now it's only JDM and Tarek, 2 ops to try and salvage the situation.
And that flash is worth way more than $200. JDM jumps into the fire while he's flashed. And that leaves it down to Tarek, the 1-on-4, potentially 8-7. Oh, can't quite hit that bayonet op, but 6-9 is our half score. And I did not expect this. 9 rounds for enemy, but the fact that they got up to an 8-1 start, I mean, I think they would be wanting more still.
Yeah, I would have to agree. That being said, 9-6 for the T side. That is a little more than we're used to seeing if the matchup is completely set up. They're very similar in the way they play, and well, on the same levels is what I'm getting at. So we always talk about what is required to kind of create an upset. I think 9 rounds, that gives them a fairly good shot. We'll see how pistol round goes. As Kusta going to be the utility man, double flash and a kit everybody else with armor headed towards 3 players in B.
This is similar to the last pistol round. It looks like it's more mid control for CLG than where enemy was. We're just taking in towards A main. So the rotate's going to be pretty far away unless CLG delay any longer as the big flank underway from enemy. CLG, have they waited too long? They're ready for the flank. Oh, they get up mid, but they eat bullets from behind, so they know they're getting flanked. That's going to hasten their pace in towards A. Kusta trying to get something done from the connector. Enemy getting all the kills, only left up to Cutler. And that happened in a hurry, and he wants the round win. He doesn't even want the bomb plant.
Wow.
In a 1 versus 5. That's confidence.
That is, yeah, definitely as bomb plant, especially in pistol round. Oh, so important. But instead tries to frag on out. 10-6. Pistol round pickup now for the CT side and enemy, and not going to play around. We see some rifles making it out. A couple SMGs. P9's the preferred, as that's Mainline and Relics picking up. Whereas on the T side, they didn't get that bomb plant in the first. No real room to get AKs in the third, so they will force buy.
Yeah, primarily P250s. Uber going to get smoked out from the truck, and they've left the bomb site open. But even if CLG get into the bomb site for free, this is a highly retakeable, for lack of a better word, situation for enemy. We are going to see the bomb plant, enemy not rushing in, willing to give up that plant, try to ensure that the round loss won't follow. And now 2 players left, retake imminent. Well, they just finally got the bomb. I thought they got it down a little bit ago, but it's not the case. They will get it down, so small
Relics.
victory, but so many players surviving.
That was some nasty flicks from that P9 of Relics there as he gets the triple kill on the round. And yeah, enemy played that very calm and cautiously in that they were just kind of waiting. They saw the wall of smokes go down. Well, they might try and rush some smokes if they don't have great weaponry, or try and force a close range. So instead, they just kind of wait on the other side, and Relics doing some big things in that positioning, and even the 2 that stayed towards truck. So just some calm play from enemy. They know they got a pretty good advantage here. Just got to keep up that kind of play.
And it's pretty safe. If we do see like a Tech 9 play into the A bomb site, you really want to be playing like Forklift or something. Give up the bomb site, yeah, you might give up a bomb plant, but it's pretty safe. As CLG going to try one more time here towards A. Enemy have Uber inside the bomb site. The rotate's pretty far away, as it looks like they're going to go for the mid boost as well. So will CLG wait too long again? And what a good nade. Tons of damage. And now he's going to force them to run through the fire. Kusta catches the player trying to prevent his flank, and he's just going to continue spraying multiple down. This guy's making money for that AWP. Now just Hayes trying to get some frags or a bomb plant. Not going to happen. 12-6. This next gun round is massive.
Yeah, Kusta there. I was surprised that he's able to get that much done. He kills one player that, well, calls that he's going to be dropping down and more than likely peeking A main, but still. Not with the best weaponry there was CLG. Fall victim to Kusta, and like you had stated, plenty of money for his op. Kusta with op, full set of nades. Doesn't have an upgraded pistol, but to be fair, he's hitting shots at the moment. So we'll see if he can continue. He's actually pushing a smoke, and he takes down Finesse. What an aggressive play, and well, they reap the benefits.
What a play to make on the first gun round as well. Setting a hardcore pace. And now CLG down a man. What's the plan? And Hayes, he's still worried that somebody could be pushing from middle. This is just playing safe. I'd be quite surprised if enemy pushed any further. So can they make the 4-man take into A work? They have to avoid giving up a multi-kill to any of the... They need to trade off immediately onto Relics or mainline. And Relic's going to Molotov the door, get boosted up into the site. The flashes need to be on point. Otherwise, Relics is going to have a bunch of fun.
Yes, here we go. CLG going to try and break out of A main. Relic starting up the spam here, and he does do significant damage to 2 after taking down 1. JDM to frag onto him. Mainline with 1 as well. CLG left with 2 very injured players. 3 up for enemy, and they're going to try and get the bomb set here, but Hayes now all alone. JDM drops Anomaly to follow it up on a Hayes.
I can't believe what I'm watching right now. CLG is 1 gun round away from probably being eliminated from the tournament. And what are the odds of a 3-way tie happening at the bottom of the groups? Like they might not make it out of groups here.
That would be insane. It really would. Losing to Renegades and now potentially losing to enemy unless they can find their footing, bring things back. And in 6 rounds, not a lot on the board currently. Still a bit of a mountain to climb. Go for the buy here. Finesse with just the Glil. Everybody else with AKs in hand. And again, going back to that early pick from Kusta, just immaculate play from him. If he whiffs that, totally different situation, but he is hitting shots right now.
Yeah, and on the first gun round, it makes it all the more potent because now you know he's willing to do it. If you're willing to risk it on the first gun round, yeah, that's insanity. And Relics on to target, so another early lead from enemy. This is wounding these takes before they even happen from CLG. I lied about the amount of gun rounds left. There's 2 actually, 1 including this one. So CLG, can they bring back from the deficit? Finesse onto Relics. And Uber's not going to wait for his teammates to arrive. He's just going to rush into the smoke. Where's the rest of CLG? Finally, they get the trade, but 3-on-3, CLG desperately needs this.
Yeah, Kusta will hit the shot after that flash came out. Excellent stuff from him. Hayes drops a Molotov, but Kusta just running on in. Fully white screen now, and this is ridiculous as they've got 1 inside of A main. Kusta with the shot, though. This guy is going off. 2 on the round. Enemy on 14. CLG. This is terrible.
The way Kusta is opping right now, I mean, we have a potential threat to top the group. I mean, enemy, if they can have this performance versus Renegades, I mean, that's going to be a battle for that first place in CLG. They do have all the loss bonus they require, but how do they stop this attack from? It's like enemies playing offense at the start of the round. Both of these super vital gun rounds have started off with an aggressive pick coming out of the CT side of enemy.
Yeah, and yeah, in that last round, Relics pushed a smoke that Tark was waiting for someone to push. And that is just probably one of the most frustrating things in this game is setting up for something and still
getting wrecked.
Yeah, that just blood boils. So we'll see if they can kind of cool, calm after the pause here. Again, this is a tactical pause. I'm a little surprised that they actually waited this long. 14-6, that's not a lot of room to work with. They will find themselves, again, on a rifle round, but, well, a couple more shots here.
Yeah, better late than never. CLG, 8 rounds. Oh, so many that they have to take it just to tie. This is, I just still can't believe what I'm witnessing. CLG not making it out of the groups, given how the groups were laid out. Sorry, Nexus, some of my buds, I didn't count them out. Like, I thought it was going to be CLG and Renegades clearly making it out of groups, but CLG taking a really tough loss to Renegades and now playing an enemy who's playing out of their minds. This might happen.
Right. This is more than plausible at this point. Kusta with a pop flash into A main. Gonna do a heck of a lot. We can see Tarek working towards that position. Finesse working towards B. Nothing too crazy going on for the CLG side. Uber is underneath the boost, and he is going to be well aware that they are heading on over here as Tarek providing a flash as well. Dodge, though, and it's going to be an immediate frag. Cutler's going to be there, but they still haven't been able to find him. Eventually, they do. Hayes and Cutler with 2 frags, creating a 3-on-3.
3-on-3 indeed. CLG, where do they bring this? They're heading over towards the B site, which is the site that isn't stacked at this point. Relics with the AWP has to avoid getting traded, has to pick the angles perfectly. He could bring them 1 round away from winning this match against CLG and probably knocking them out of our tournament. As Relics hits a nice flick shot, but it is traded off by a nade from the grave of Finesse. Only 1 player remaining, that's JDM. He's pinched in from both sides, and the tie point claimed from enemy. CLG. I can't believe this.
That was massive. Relics getting that frag before going down. They knew exactly, they mollied him kind of out. He was taking a lot of damage, still gets 1 before going down, and then just team play from enemy looking very strong. 15-6, 1 round away. This is, again, this is an upset. There's no 2 ways about it. We were talking about how many rounds, at least online, enemy has been able to get out against CLG, and, well, very recently they got 10, and that's kind of a new record in some regards. So 15-6, this is some insane play from them, and actually we do see Relics over on the run boost, and well, saw Cutler do big things on the CLG side. Relics his turn.
So mainline went for some aggression towards the B side. Finesse spotted it out and they fell off. I'm wondering what this prompts CLG to do with their strat. The bomb is near their spawn. They're forgetting about the bomb right now. They're going for mid control. And interestingly enough, enemy have stacked the A bomb site. So the fact that they're spotted pushing B and then they fall back into A, CLG has a really hard decision to make.
Yeah, main line still in B, and we do see a number of Ts now flooding out through the vents into Checker. Caught out in the open. He is not able to find his shot he was looking for, and he's fully white screened as main line has to come up big. Another good pop flash, lots of damage dealt. Will be a 1-for-1 trade, and actually now an advantage to the T side. Kusta will have a pop flash. Oh, that blinded him as well, and that is super unfortunate as this is going to be a very difficult retake for enemy.
Misses the player jumping into the site. Very fortunate for JDM. It looks like enemy want to attempt this. As Uber going to try to run through the smoke this time. Tark's not going to let it happen, and he grabs another as well. Relics versus 3. Oh, they almost lined up. That would have been a crazy end of the match, but 8 rounds. Can CLG bring it back? That's tough. So many things can go wrong on your T side.
So yeah, that is a lot of rounds to be collecting in a row. No mistakes really allowed. As well, we'll see. CT side still able to afford Kusta that AWP. Is actually 3 away from a 30 at the moment. That is just some fantastic play from him as the Uber and Relics going for the run boost here. They got an interesting one. They kind of move up towards balcony and move over together, and well, again, Relics finds himself boosted up. CLG walk into this. This could be the gambit that wins it here for the CT side, but as for CLG, just working slow yet again. Finesse waiting for some sort of B play. It doesn't look like he's going to get any action.
Enemy have switched it up now. They're not going for the aggression at the start of the round on their CT side. And will this play to CLG's favor? That I'm not sure of yet. If CLG do move towards the A side, this could be devastating as we do have the Shroud boost. 2 other players there, a player that can quickly rotate from mid. CLG is going to go for mid control. So huge. Cutler finds the frag onto mainline. Kusta's looking for some at middle with his AWP. Misses the shot. CLG going to close the distance, try to catch Kusta as he's falling back. Kusta makes it back to safety, but still, entry frag for CLG.
Now, Relics. He comes into the equation. Fully blind here. Tark takes down Kusta. Recognize. Cutler doesn't check it. Now he looks up there, but he goes down. Relics with 1. Can't get the second, though, as it's Anomaly and Uber left to try and make the situation happen with 15 seconds remaining. Not a lot of time, but it looks like they will get the bomb set.
Uber and Anomaly, they could make this upset happen. This would be unbelievable. Enemy playing out of their minds, JDM and Finesse to keep it alive. As both players coming in from the CT spawn area, JDM goes down, it's only down to Finesse. He does bring it down to a one-on-one. Anomaly, both players baiting each other to make the first move, but neither is willing to do it. Anomaly takes the match over CLG.
Wow.
I don't believe it.
That is an insane upset very early on in our group stages as Enemy taking out CLG. They're now down 0-2 in groups after Renegades and Enemy taking it to them. And in this one, 16-7, that was a brutal map for them.
Whew. And both times they've played in groups so far here, they went down really a ton early. I mean, it was 8-1 that time versus Renegades, similar situation. So we need a 3-way tie for CLG to even make it out of groups. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, didn't think we would see that. That is for certain. So we are going to take a short break here. Of course, we got plenty of matches left over. So don't go too far, guys. You are watching the RGN Pro Series here on Azubu.